Uh, Very good evening to all of you, and welcome to Astro Times today. Since last few days, I'm not finding any time to make any astrology videos because of my other activities. People are asking me, they are sending me regular messages to make regular videos, but every time I'm making some false promises to my viewers that I will make some videos. Um, but because of my other exigencies, etc., I'm not able to focus. But still, I will try to make regular videos. Current affairs and astrology. Generally, the way we have current affairs in politics, here we have current affairs and astrology today. Okay, I don't want to speak on lengthy subjects like what like lengthy subjects, but I want to talk mostly in current affairs. The very big event that is going to take place on 26th of August is this Mars transit into Gemini sign is a very big transit that is going to happen. Okay, Mars is going to spend almost 286 days in Gemini and Cancer signs. He is going to move into on 20th October, he's going to move into this Cancer sign. Tomorrow, he's going, 26th of August, he's going to move into Gemini sign from Taurus, where he's currently posited. So, first, let us understand this Gemini sign. Gemini is a third zodiac sign, basically. Gemini is current third zodiac sign. Okay, there are 2.5 nakshatras in this. Mrigasira, Aridra and Punarvasu. Mrigasira, third, fourth. Aridra 1, 2, 3, 4. Punarvasu 1 and 2. Okay, these are the padas that are there in this Gemini sign. This Gemini is owned by planet Mercury. Okay. Whereas this Mrigasira Nakshatra is owned by Mars himself, Arudrata is owned by Rahu, and Punarvasu is owned by Jupiter. See, now this transit is whatever I see from this current transit position, this Mars is a Mars and Mercury are enemies basically. Whereas Mercury is a prince and Mars is a commander in chief. As if you see any mythological story or any other story like that, this prince and the commander in chief, they never maintain good terms with each other. So here also the same thing exists. Yeah, the same fact prevails here as well. So now what is happening? Even though this Mars and Mercury, they are natural enemies, but because of their placements in zodiac signs, whereas Mars is in Gemini, is going to move to Gemini, and this Mercury is in Cancer sign. Even though they are natural enemies, Mars is going to have a temporary friendship with this Mercury. Actually, except with Saturn, Mars is going to have friendly terms with each and every planet. This transit for Mars is really going to be very benefic transit, at least for few days. For 1 or 2 months, this transit for Mars is going to be very friendly transit for Mars. I think till December, this transit for Mars is really very good because he's going to have temporary friendship with everybody, even though with Mercury and Rahu are natural enemies to Mars, but because of this current transit position, they are temporary friends. So Mars, we can expect this Mars to give good results. in this during this his transit in Gemini sign. So first, first we understood. Now we understood this Gemini sign. Now we let us try to understand this Mars. Mars is the commander in chief of the army, aggressive nature. Mars never thinks before he talks. His commander in chief position never allows him to think. Actually, commander in chief has to think before he whatever he talks. But this commander in chief, he is not there in a he will never be there in a position to think properly before whatever he talks. Okay, that is one problem with this Mars. Mars represents your elder siblings, husband of a wife. He represents boyfriend of a girl. He is the commander in chief. Now let us come to Mercury. This Mercury, he's a prince of the. He's a prince, and he represents communication skills. He represents communication skills. So Mercury thinks very well before he talks. He thinks and then talks. Mars, first he talks, then he thinks. So they are polar opposites when they are thinking and talking. Mars is aggressive. Mercury is very cool. Okay. But in one way, now I believe this Mars is in the right position. Up till now, Mars is in his equal. Now, as of now, Mars is transiting in Taurus, which is owned by Venus. Venus and Mars, they are basically equals. But that is not the case. That is not the case with this current transit. But now transit positions are changing. Mars is exactly going into his enemy's house, enemy's tent. Mars is shifting into Mars is correctly in his enemy's camp now. Basically, correctly it is Mars is in his enemy's camp. But whereas this Mrigasara Nakshatra is owned by Mars himself in enemy's camp in his own tent. A correct place for a commander in chief of the army. He is sitting in a correct position. The moment when he moves to this Ardhara Nakshatra, maybe we'll talk about what Mars does in this Ardhara Nakshatra at that time. So now, as we discussed a few minutes back, because Mars is going into Mercury sign in your natal zodiac and in as well as in your transit chart, you have to see the dignity of Mercury. Actually, currently Mercury is in retrograde position, which may affect the communication skills. Mars already spoiled the communications. Mars is going to spoil the communications the moment he enters into Gemini. And because of this, Mercury is retrograde in Cancer sign. Again, there may be a communication problems related to communication with your counterparts. Let it be your wife, or let it be your workplace, or let it be any other public place like a walker's park or something, etc. We may expect problems because of this improper communication. That is the dignity of Mercury. And Mars is going into Gemini. That we already discussed what Mars does in Gemini. whenever Mars moves to Ardra Nakshatra, Ardra is of Rahu Nakshatra. We will talk about it whenever he moves to Ardra Nakshatra. And as far as I know, Mars is going to move to Ardra Nakshatra on 6th of September. 6th of September to 29th of September, Mars is going to spend in this Ardra Nakshatra. In my next video, I will definitely speak about this Mars in Ardra Nakshatra. Because I don't think, because Mars is the owner of this Mrigasara Nakshatra, I don't think he's on his own Nakshatra. I don't think that there is much to talk about it. There is only one word answer. Correct place for a commander-in-chief of the army. Enemy's camp, own house, own tent. So commander-in-chief performs very well. He may affect some communication skills. Use communications between you and your counterparts. So when you are speaking with anybody, please think twice before talking. Otherwise, it may create some communication problems. But to some extent, those problems can be solved because this Mars is having a temporary friendship with Mercury. Okay? Anyway, people are asking me to make lengthier videos. If I make some 15-20 minutes videos, nobody is watching them. So I want to make only videos of 10 to 12 minutes. Okay? Thank you for watching the video. Goodbye. God bless you all. Bye.